Alrighty, friends, welcome back to Zero Elo to Elo Hero in Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, the series where I try to climb the ladder rank, or the rank ladder, and not fall off as I did in the previous 2 episodes, and just document the entire process of doing so with hopefully in a couple of months' time, when I become decent in this game, we can look back at these episodes with a lot of joy. Now, last time around, we played our first game on Arena, which is one of the maps I didn't ban, and that was an interesting one. Finally, we got Arabia. Hell yeah. So a couple of key takeaways. Well, one major takeaway, I think, from that episode was we just need to build military units. There's hardly a scenario where you can get away with not doing so. Because if we just built skirmishers in the same pace as we did in the first game, then we would have been in a much better position, I think. Okay, we have the Slavs. Let's check out what's that all about. Okay, and then we'll get back to the conclusions of the previous episode. But I think that's like really the major one. I'm recording this a little bit after that one, so I don't think you guys will see that episode before this one. So I won't know what you guys think, but just in general, I think my opinion on that is having built a small force, even I'm not saying that like a big ass army, but just a small force that can hold off archers would have been a fantastic idea. And then we maybe could have like whittled down their numbers and hopefully stayed alive. Okay. But as always, I'm looking forward to you guys' opinion because I am extremely new to this. And any help and any tips are appreciated. For example, the small trees, which I forgot to mention last time around, I am extremely sorry. One of my new subscribers mentioned I should enable the small trees in the game settings, and this is fantastic because I have had such a horrible time like targeting trees on either side of these forests that this is actually a super helpful tip. So thank you very much. Appreciate it a lot. I'm definitely going to be rolling with this because here we can just simply target the tree that we want to target. Perfect. Okay, I think this is going to be a nice tree line. It's nice and secure. Okay, we're going to go with that. And then once we have some momentum, I'm going to check out what the Slavs can do. Is that a cavalry and infantry civilization? Infantry and siege civilization. Okay, farmers work faster. 2 upgrades for free. Monks move faster, siege workshop units cost less, and we have the cavalry, special cavalry. Okay, interesting. I think we should lower our first boar. What do you guys say? So yeah, really the main point of the series is just to record everything. That's why you might think, or you might say that it's stupid to record all these games where I'm getting absolutely shit on. I disagree. I think it's a fantastic learning experience. And also to witness how this all begins, because, you know, there's like a ton of fantastic players out there. They're absolutely pros in this game. But I kind of wanted to show the other side of things, you know, when someone actually is terrible at something because they just started out doing something. And that's perfectly fine in my opinion, I think. That's just my personal opinion. You know, there's hardly anything that you just get started doing and you're immediately a pro in. And hey, I'm kind of idiot who records myself being bad at this, but I'm fine with that, especially after Age of Darkness Final Stand, the other series that I had going for quite some time and I still have going actually, you know, where started out at veteran difficulty, which isn't too high, and then went on to the highest difficulty possible. There we also had like success and failure, but overall it was like super fun learning and seeing the improvement, and that's what I'm hoping to get out of this series. Not getting housed would be something that I also want to get out of this series because, especially in the previous episode, man, that was bad. I'm pretty sure most of this has to do with the fact that I'm constantly talking and playing, which is never an interesting. Well, it isn't interesting. It's never an easy thing to do. You can probably tell. Okay, let's get that house up. I think 2 houses should be enough. And then where are we? We're going to pop down a mill. I think we can do that with the next villager. Absolutely. Hopefully we're going to have enough wood. Yes, we are. Perfect. Nice. Let's get more of these pigs. Let's continue our scouting. And then I'm going to get looms soon. Maybe not this soon. Maybe this a little bit too soon. I don't think we're going to be harassed. Not sure about the timings of like Dark Age rushes. One of those coming our way. Is this actually open? This is like kind of horrible if I want to scout that with a villager. Okay, you guys go over there. Okay, and we can actually click up. Nice. I'm gonna send these guys over here. Send even more guys over here to wood. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna grab a second wood line somewhere. Check that's required. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and scout my opponent because I want to see what they're doing. In case there's any kind of rush or something. It'd be very nice to know. Okay, and we can go with the barracks soon. Yeah, 175 wood. We should have that. Nice. We'll put the barracks over here. We have a stone over here and a gold mine in the back, so that's perfect. So we don't need to secure this gold mine. Yeah, and this is actually closed up, which is good. Okay. Our opponent is already farming. That's crazy. It's like a save bonus. Yeah, because I didn't check what they have, actually. Nope, this isn't what we need. Franks, okay. Actually, Franks have, like, farming bonuses or something. We can close that up. Nice. Let's continue walling off. So Franks are a cavalry civ. They're like the super paladins. I know about that. They might go for a scout rush, or at least early scout aggression. So I'm gonna grab a bunch of spearmen. I'm gonna open up with spearmen, and then we can move into maybe skirmishers. Okay, so yeah, that's the first scout coming in. Pretty sure we're gonna see more, except that they're not on feudal age just yet, which is a little bit interesting. Wonder if he's gonna attack our stuff. Not really, just looking to scout. Okay, he's welcome to do so. But I don't want to overdo like building units, because if he's actually not gonna go for a scout aggression, then it doesn't make sense to do so. These are just my opinion, by the way. Could be absolutely wrong. That's where you guys come in. Okay, I'm not going for an early, like, archer range or stable. We can close this up like so. Okay, he's paying attention. I'm not sure if this will do any kind of... Nope. I mean, we could kind of lock him in. But we're not gonna be there in time. Nope. Okay, so the scout gets out. He's just hit feudal age. Interesting. I'm thinking about going on the offensive. Maybe here we can actually go with an archer range. Have some skirms. Actually, skirms or scouts are a better option. How should we log this? Good question, right? Yeah, I want to see what he's doing because this is a little bit weird compared to last game. Because he started farming very soon, which is interesting. Like I said, they might have a bonus. I just didn't have time to check out the save bonuses for Franks. I just want to see if it's going to be like a stable or what. Or is he going to play? I think we're just going to bring in these walls like so. Okay. A lot of gold. Barracks. Stable. Market. Okay, what about in the back? Maybe I missed something. I think we want more. Okay, he walled off like crazy. He left the town center out probably because we can just garrison. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say like I'm fully aware of what he's doing. Because for a scout rush, I'm pretty sure that this is like super late. I don't want to end up like last episode where I didn't have any military units, so that's why I'm building military units. But I mean, moving out, I don't know if that would make sense. I'm pretty sure, although I'm pretty sure he doesn't have anything. That's like the craziest part. I have this feeling. Okay, there is a scout that's gonna get in. Not sure if there's gonna be like multiple scouts getting in. No, this is the same scout. Okay. I'm gonna start building up these walls. So he's not gonna get out. Okay, I didn't do anything. Be very interesting, actually. I think these are gonna be the last couple of farms that I put out. I'm just gonna start moving it out. Not sure if we can trap him somehow. It's gonna require a little bit of multitasking to do. No, I mean he's gonna be here for quite some time. Okay, well, have fun with that. We have loom, brother. Okay, let's just move out at this point. I mean, sure. You could even let them in. It's not all that many stuff. Let's take out the scout. I think he still has a scout in our base. Let's go for some gold. Now this is the point where normally I would like, you know, fall back and lose our advantage, but I'm pretty sure right now our advantage is actually the fact that we saw his army and we took it out. At least we saw part of his army, to be more precise. We took it out and then we can move in and see if we can apply some pressure. Probably not much pressure because we don't have the resources to do so. Some form of pressure. For example, these are the few spearmen he has. Over a micro, keeping these guys alive. We denied the gold. That's huge, I think. That's huge. Not having gold ourselves to advance and capitalize on this lead is not good. Oh, he's right there. I was like, okay, where did the scout go? It's down there. And actually gonna get out, I think. Let's see if we can deny that. That's gonna be another stable. Let's see if we can deny the gold again. And kill off the scout, that would be huge. Yeah, we denied the gold again. Okay. Okay, he has a few foot soldiers, so he has everything. It's kind of crazy. Okay, let's pop an age up. Okay, so he has spearmen. He also has. He doesn't have an archer range. Ooh. But it is a cavalry civilization. I don't know what to go with. This is like the fucking worst. We can go with spearmen to counter his cavalry. But what should be our main unit? I really don't know. They're like blocked in my mind. I don't know what to go with. Okay, fast castle. Okay, we just denied the entire wood line. Wonder how far we can get. He does have an archery, so he has everything. Okay, so I mean you can't really go bad at this point. Okay, all the villagers on building that house. I mean it's not huge, but we did deny a lot of things. What I'm actually looking forward is just what is he doing. But you know what? Infantry civilization. Let's go with the books. If we're an infantry civ, then let's do infantry things. Okay, and I'm gonna replace this wall piece. I don't think we had a... Oh, we did. Fuck. Okay, then we don't have a market. Do we have a market? No. Okay. That was a little bit awkward. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go with this combo then. Infantry units and skirms against archers. Okay, there's no straggling wall piece over there. I think we have a good enough army to actually look into this. Yeah, knights. Okay, perfect. Because we have spearmen. It's a little bit bad because, you know, we didn't see it. Like, we didn't scout it actively. Just kind of a guess. They went with knights because they're playing Franks. Okay, let's buy some of this. Because I want to get too booming. I'm very happy I can put that next to the wood line. We're still on one wood line, which is a little bit awkward. Maybe we can sell this. Okay, so a couple of foot soldiers as well. Now that for that we don't really have a counter. We could go with archers, since we started out on the archer line. Let's go with another TC on the other side. So right now what I'm thinking is, if I can gather my thoughts, is just how do I counter what he has. And like, he has everything, in a way. Let's sell a few of this because I want to get elite skirms. And getting elite skirms actually might be a bad play here because we are not sure if he's going to go with archers. Because the only thing we have actually seen are men-at-arms and knights. So that's where we are right now in terms of information. I don't know like what else could he be planning. It's like super confusing, right, when someone has like multiple builds. Okay, once you get this, we're a little bit behind right now. Okay, but now we have upgraded everything. Maybe we can grab some information over here. Might just put down a stable just to get some scouts out. Shit, getting housed. It's been a while since we got housed. Okay, that's a lot of knights. The problem is are the men-at-arms, actually. Can't really deal with them. Can't really deal with the men-at-arms. So I'm gonna grab some archers. So that's gonna be his main unit composition, knights and men-at-arms. He's gonna set the men-at-arms loose. Luckily, we have the TC right next to the palisade walls. We just don't have enough people to actually deal with this. Okay, let's go ahead and attack. Get back to work. Wonder what we can do. We can do a lot. Yeah, we wiped the other army. It's actually kind of surprising. I thought the men-at-arms wouldn't do much. Maybe you can even do a little bit of microing. I mean, the men-at-arms probably didn't melt because of the pikemen. Okay. Please build that. The one thing I gotta extremely work on is multitasking in these situations. Although luckily I'm not covering that many resources, but still having that much gold is probably completely unnecessary, especially since we don't have these upgrades. Should be picking up, and at this point we should probably apply pressure as well. Because once again, there's really no point in holding back. We just saw his army. Once again, could have been his entire army. So let's go on the offense, capitalize on the situation, and see what happens. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have like 50,000 knights somewhere, randomly hidden. Could even go for this forward gold, and then go for a forward castle somewhere. I really want a stable, just for scouting. Yep. Just for scouting's sake. I'm gonna be housed again. Okay, that was a knight, I think. I just don't want to lose my army to maybe siege or something. Okay, upgrades like this. I feel like we're still not too aggressive. I can actually rally over here because this is less defended than our other position. Let's grab a scout. And then maybe we can pop down a forward castle over here, maybe. Hilltop, perfect. That's what I want to see. Man, these small trees are fantastic. Once again, thank you very much for pointing it out. So it's men-at-arm. Okay. I just want to scout around his base, maybe with multiple scouts. I'm hovering a ton of gold. Let's go with more farms, I think. 5 farms. Continue on our villager production. Hopefully this forward castle can go up uninterrupted. Okay. We can sneak in. Let's grab the whatever that is, the other eco upgrade. Okay, so what is he building? He's building houses. Okay, this is kind of understandable. Okay. Still not hovering too many resources, which I'm happy about. Forward gold exposed. I think we need to capitalize on that as well. Anything in the back? Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Let's focus on the forward gold position. See if we can harass it, maybe even deny it. Start chipping away at these villagers. Deny the gold. It's probably a castle. Okay, I mean, we denied production. Can't complain about that. Okay, we're still scouting. Second castle. I mean, second castle denied this gold. Let's grab a monastery. What's with these farms? Like, did I overbuild farms earlier? Okay, now we have the Boyar cavalry. My main problem right now is I still don't know what he's doing. So I'm lacking that information. It's probably another TC. Oh, I forgot to grab that upgrade. That's actually super awkward. Okay, knights. It makes sense. Frank knights. This is a town center. Another, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4 town centers. And that is, I guess it's a castle. So at this point, what I say is we go up to Imperial Age. Grab this backward. Or this back gold. Let's go up to Imp and start building their trebs. Okay, I mean, that's a few foot soldiers. We can take them out. We have the cavalry to do so. Okay, you guys can auto scout just to keep an eye on situations. Yep, that's a castle. Absolutely. I mean, that was to be expected. That's probably the first thing so far that didn't surprise me. It's like, what else would that be? I think we kind of need to stick with this unit composition because we have invested a lot in it. Okay. 4 scouts got taken out. I'm gonna rebuild the scouts because I really want... I just want information, right? That's really all I want. How's our monk project doing, by the way? Not sure because I don't remember where I rallied them. Okay. Oh, 2 tigers. I'm not sure if this is like a good idea, but I'm just gonna put down a tower just so I can garrison villagers inside it. Like, I don't know if that's actually something that people do or people just completely neglect towers. I'm not sure. Let's grab this. Okay, and now we have the gold essentially. Look at these new monks. Looks amazing. And when I heard that there was going to be an update that actually updates the unit models, I was so happy. Like, it's such a welcome change, I think, even though, you know, gameplay wise it doesn't do anything because it doesn't. Okay, and traps going down, but still having that kind of aesthetic is, I think it's fantastic. Okay, you can go for this. Come back here. Chemistry and ballistics. Sorry, I just cannot see my screen over there. Okay. Oh, we are out of wood. Let's buy some wood. Let's do this. Kind of wood upgrades. This is gonna be a castle. We're gonna take it out with trebs. Yeah, and unique upgrades. Infantry deal trample damage. Really? Okay, let's start attacking and just essentially do what a lot of our opponents have done to us, which is to camp the trebs. In the process, it's got all of these upgrades. I'm not going to grab upgrades for cavalry. I think we have relatively good map control. Plus we can get halberdiers, which is fantastic. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to camp a few of these scouts in locations like this, where they have mines, or where we have mines, or deposits, I should say. Actually, if we had a little bit more stone, then we could just go with another castle in these locations. Yeah, I think our win condition right now is just building a bunch of trebs. I don't really want to go for that relic. I do want to go with halberdiers. Okay, like this would be another fantastic position next to this gold mine because we can just deny it. Actually, we can just go on. Imperial Age, okay. So at this point, we're gonna have to worry about their trebs. Because of that, I kind of want more boyars. How am I doing with spending resources, by the way? I wasn't hovering like thousands, but I am hovering resources, that's for sure. Okay, I am out of position, kind of. Yep, and they have trebs of their own. So this is what I meant, it's going to turn into a treb war, probably. Not sure why I moved my units out of position. Let's start breaking in. And we can even sacrifice some of these boyars. Just to take out the treb. We would probably attack the treb with our trebs. Okay, GG. Whew. I'm just going to throw in a GG well played for him as well. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if we can come to some conclusion as to why this worked. First victory, by the way. Gotta celebrate. So the wins and the losses as well, especially if you learn from them. So, I think early on denying that gold was huge to some extent. Because I feel like he overreacted. I don't want to judge anyone because I'm shit. But I just want to point that out. I think he overreacted. Like one scout versus like 15 villagers on gold. I think he should have just surrounded the scout and took out my scout, and that was it. Should have been it. But I think that was huge. Keeping an eye on him with scouts was also kind of huge, I think, in my opinion. Because we always know what he had, right? Because either we scouted, for example, stables, or he sent like 5 knights after the scout. So that means he's probably going 4 knights. It's not that easy to tech switch in this game, that's for sure. So if he's going knights, then he's going knights. So we had the pikemen. And then we just applied pressure, which I think that was the huge part, which I never did in the previous 2 episodes, is just apply pressure with military units that I had. Because it really doesn't make sense to just stay in your base, you know, especially if your opponent doesn't apply pressure to you and you have like a bunch of units in your main base not doing anything, then that, I think, in my opinion, is just resources lost. At that point, you could have just not build them and go for more villagers, go for more upgrades, go for maybe even an age up if you build that many units. So I think that was huge, applying pressure with the units that we had. Especially here. I think this is where it happened, that I just started pushing out. And that was huge. Okay, super fun. Got our first victory. Very happy about that. Now consistency is going to be the key, I think, from this point on. If we can somehow replicate maybe this performance, then hopefully soon we can get back to that base 1000 elo. That's my goal. Okay, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.